where Indianapolis is, there are some pretty tough areas, but this one is in a nice area, very historical area of Indianapolis. The guy, I'm actually not selling this house yet. This is a pretty unique situation because I only took these photos because this guy that is going to sell this place woke up one day and was blind in one eye. And so, of course, he went right to the doctor. And the doctor told him that there is a 70% chance that he's going to wake up with the other eye gone. So, long story short, he has secured like a kind of like an assisted living, but it's not. It's like his own place, but they check on him like 3 times a day. If he's going to be blind, there's just a lot that he can't do. He won't be able to drive anymore. So basically, he's getting all his affairs in order, and he knows that if he wakes up blind, he's not going to be able to get his house ready for sale. So what he did was got it ready now. Let me get my photographer in there and let me shoot video so that it presents as well as possible, because what's going to happen is he's going to take certain items from the home to the assisted living facility. It's not like a furnished. It's like an apartment that's unfurnished. He gets to bring his own items to this property. It's kind of like a rental, but it's got a name and I just can't remember. It's something like senior living or something, but it's kind of like it's the step before assisted living, which is a step before the nursing home. It's like senior living, assisted living, nursing home. It's pretty sad, really, but it's smart that he's doing this, because when he takes like his bed, his couch, his TVs, whatever he's going to take, the house is not going to look very cohesive. He's going to pull out a significant amount of items, which will kind of make it look silly. So what will happen is he will take the items he already knows he's taking. He's got a power of attorney that knows what items are coming out. The remaining items are being donated. He's giving all of the books that you see to the high school that he went to in Logansport, Indiana. So that's kind of cool. But then everything else is being donated to a specific charity, a Wheeler Mission. And I'm sure they'll throw some of it away, but some of it they will be able to use. So anyway, it could be tomorrow. It could be next year. It could never. Inevitably, the guy's in his 90s. Something's gonna give. But yeah. So I just thought, well, I'll show the house anyway, even though I can't show the listing because it's not for sale. But because you guys liked the older house that I showed, the Silence of the Lambs house, which I totally forgot I was going to say my favorite line of that movie in that video, which was Hannibal Lecter says, a census agent once tried to test me. I ate his liver with a can of fava beans and a nice Chianti. Yeah, so I'm a video late, but at least I got to say it. Oh, it's the best line. There's some really cool lines in that movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a classic. You know, I struggle now trying to find movies that I like as well of some of the like older ones like Shawshank Redemption, Silence of the Lambs. There's a movie with Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue called The Saint. It's fascinating. But not to say there's not still good movies made. There are, but they're like harder to come by. I will give you an example. I watched Denzel Washington's latest movie because, like, for the longest time, and I mean like probably 15 movies in a row, if Denzel's in the movie, I'll watch it because I know it's going to be good. Well, his latest movie is called Highest to Lowest. It's a Spike Lee film. And I'm telling you, it was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. You guys might be thinking, no way. I'm telling you, watch it if you can get through it. I can't even believe I watched it to the end. I watched it to the end thinking maybe there would be some sort of saving grace, some sort of plot twist or something that would... I'm not going to tell you anything about the movie, but it just goes to show that even having an actor of that caliber could not save that movie. It was just god-awful. And I think Denzel must have just done that as a favor for Spike Lee or something. I can't imagine that he's proud of that work, but anyway, the point is it's harder to watch. It's harder to find like movies that really like stick with you and make an impact in your life. But I'm getting off topic. Let's go ahead and take a look at this house. And let me know your thoughts on what you think about this one. I think you guys will like it. This guy never had kids. Single guy, never had kids. Never got married. He has this quote that he made, like, you know, like you hear, like Abe Lincoln quotes or like quotes from the Stoics. He made this quote, and I'm paraphrasing, but it basically says, if you go against nature, you will suffer. It's a little longer than that, but the gist of the quote is, if you go against nature, you will suffer. This guy has debilitating depression because he never got married and never had kids. And I hate it for him because, like, I'm 53 and I just don't feel it. And I asked him, I said, did you feel that way when you were my age? He said, yes. I just don't understand why he never engaged. Like, he's not, like, he's a professional guy. He's like, he could have done it, but he's gonna die with this unbelievable regret and, like, pain. So, and maybe it will hit me someday. I don't know, but let's take a look at his house. I'm starting on the side here. This house is on a corner, so you can see his garage. And then the house. Now the garage is attached to the house through like a study room. And you can see the house is built up on a hill. And it's on a pretty good sized piece of property. I'm walking along to the front just so you can... this is on the corner of 45th and Pennsylvania in Indianapolis. So we've got this little stairway coming up, and then this long walkway up to the house. But this is considered, at least in his mind, a Cape Cod style home, and I kind of see the architecture a little bit. His two pines there are dead because he didn't keep them watered. It's got a wood front door, little coat closet as soon as you walk into the house. nice. All hardwood floors. These are the original hardwood floors. And they're in really good shape. Oak hardwood. That is the stairway going up. Then you walk into a dining room here. You can see the little corner built-ins there, which are kind of cool. Now this is the connecting room from the garage to the house. So from the outside, it kind of looked like it was a detached garage, but this is one of the rooms. He has a lot of books in. He's an avid reader. This is the garage, which is a 2-car garage. He actually has a Cadillac SUV, and I asked him where it was, and he crashed it because he's blind in one eye. So it's at the body shop getting fixed. He's still driving, and I know he should not be, but he's gonna do it till the end. Walking over here, we have the first bedroom, and again, it's interesting that he has these 2 beds. You know, I don't know if you know this, but it used to be law, like on TV, like when I Love Lucy was on TV, they weren't allowed to sleep in the same bed. They had to have separate beds on TV, which is kind of odd. 1 full bath here between the 2 bedrooms. And just a tub with a shower. And then this other bedroom he used as his home office, and again, lots of books in here as well. He's got a portrait of George Washington in here. Yeah, I like the window door. He has that same window door on his stairway, which is kind of interesting. Actually, I didn't go to the kitchen, I thought I would go to the kitchen, but I missed it. I'm sure I go through when I go to the basement. So coming upstairs, this has a little loft here, like a sitting area. A lot of this, he's got a lot of old artwork in his house. This is another, like, home office. Again, he's the only one that lives here. I don't know why he needs 2 home offices, but he obviously has to. That's Abe Lincoln. I don't know if you can tell, but that was a picture of Abe Lincoln. Another window door on this office. A window door. Does he have a window door on his bedroom? Yeah, window door on his bedroom too. And then he has another desk set up there, and then another seating area there. That's where he gets on the computer. Kind of weird. So this is his master bedroom, and this has a full shower. No tub, just a shower and a sink and a toilet, of course. But I like the skylight up there. Yeah, so this is his master bedroom. And then walking back out, so the upstairs is kind of small. And walking back down. Now we'll get to the kitchen. The kitchen is small in this house too, but again, it's one of those things in older homes. It just didn't really get redone. But I think whoever buys this house will certainly probably open that kitchen up a little bit. And then we come down to the basement. And to the left here, you have like just a storage room. He's got a lot of this stuff moved out. They used to have a bunch of stuff on these shelves, but he got all it moved out. That's where his mechanical room is, his furnace. And he's got another like seating area here. Notice he has like sitting areas everywhere in this house. And a pool table. And then a little bar with a sink. And then a laundry room. nice little cabinet over there to fold laundry and stuff, and then a full bath down here as well. Kind of a cool curved door there. But that's a full bath in the basement without a bedroom, which is interesting. But so there are actually 3 full baths in this house. And coming back up the stairs, I think, yeah, we'll go out back. So this is his side yard that goes to the street. But I just kind of opened this up. I don't know if I think I'm just looking out here. Yeah, I don't go out there. And then this is the back. So it has a back deck with a table. Notice he has a table and then another little sitting table. And then this is the backyard, which is fenced in. It's actually the side yard. So he has 1 table, 2 tables, and a 3rd table. I'm like, I don't understand it. I'm like, they're all separated. But it's not like he has parties or anything, but I think that he's just accumulated stuff over the years and found places to put them. So yeah, that house, if we listed it today, would be $399 as it is. I do think it's a $500,000 home if it would add some modifications. If you opened up the wall between the dining room and the kitchen and you updated that kitchen, and then take out there's some carpet in there that's in bad shape, different flooring up there, but overall I don't think it would take much to, this is a house you could probably spend just a little bit of money on and make a nice return on it. So yeah, it's one of those things, like whenever I meet people like this that are in these types of situations, it really, it makes me think and reflect on my own life, because I know that what is happening to him is going to happen to me. Now, it may not be my eyesight, but something is going to come for all of us. It's just the fact of life. None of us are going to live forever. And it's kind of interesting because, like nurses or doctors, they work in hospitals, they see death a lot, and they get to see people in their final moments. And I know that they too have moments of like reflection, of thinking about the end, and kind of kind of thinking about your own life in reference to what those people are going through. But in my career in real estate, I see first-time home buyers, like newly married couples buying homes in their 20s. And then I see people like this at the end that are either downsizing to a condo, or in this situation, downsizing to some sort of senior living situation because he knows he can't take care of this if he's blind. And, I think that thinking about his situation too, it makes me really appreciate like my eyesight. Even though I use readers to read, I don't need glasses to see far or to see you or to like look around. Like I can see perfect, but when I read, I need readers, and that didn't happen until like I was like maybe 41, 42. So for like 11 years, because I'm 53 now. Then I know that it's like the first step. Eventually I will probably need glasses to drive or to see far. It's like, it's the evolution. I went 40 years not needing anything. Then I need readers. Maybe when I'm 60, I'll need regular glasses. And then I'll need to keep increasing my prescription for it, or whatever's going to happen, or maybe not. But the probability is high that my eyesight is not going to be perfect forever. Same with hearing. You see a lot of older people with hearing aids. And I definitely, in thinking about his situation, I definitely would much prefer to go deaf than go blind. Like, I don't want either one to happen, but, sorry, I forgot to turn my volume off. I don't want either one to happen, but if I had to pick one, I would give up my hearing to keep my eyesight, because without hearing, you can still function, you can still cook and clean and do all the things that you do primarily, except for listening to music or Vivian is sleeping and she's kicking her dog bed. She's running in her sleep. And of course you probably hear Pearl snoring. But even movies, you can still watch movies if you're deaf because you have closed caption. You can read what they're saying. My grandma, my dad's mom, was deaf, and closed caption wasn't a thing for a long time. But when closed caption came out, I remember her just being thrilled with being able to watch the news, and it changed her life. But maybe that's one thing Neuralink or companies like that are going to be able to help blind people to see and deaf people to hear. Maybe, I know the cochlear implant, I've watched so many of those videos. They're just so emotional, where they record the kid being able to hear for the first time ever, and it's the awe that they're in about being able to hear sounds. It's just again, they're I've watched some of those that just give me a profound appreciation for being able to hear. And seeing this guy go through this, it gives me a profound appreciation for being able to see. It makes me want to take better care of my eyes, wear eye protection. When I take care of mow my yard and stuff, I never wear safety glasses. Weed eating and chainsawing, I never have, but I think I'll start. Because again, it's just, we take care of the things that we appreciate. It's like you hear people say a lot of times when they lose someone, how they just wish they could have one more day, what they would do different. It's one of the reasons why I try to see my mom as much as I can, because I know that when she dies, I know that I'll miss her, and I don't want to have those feelings about I wish I would have saw her more or done more for her. So yeah, that's it's sad. But one of the other things that I thought about was, this house was built in 1945, and so I'm thinking to myself, 1940. So the Silence of the Lambs house was built in 1895. So I knew, walking through that house, that house was built without power tools. It was all done by hand. But this house in 1945, there had been some evolution over the course of those 50 years from when the Silence of the Lambs house was built to where this house was built. kind of thought like the world, like 1945 was the year that we dropped atomic weapons on Japan. We dropped atomic weapons on Japan in 1945 in August, and by September they had surrendered completely. It's also the year earlier in that year Germany surrendered in World War II. Hitler died. The people in the prison camps were being released while this house was being built. It's just, so you had like carpenters. She's goofy. I wish you could see her. She's dead asleep, but she's having a dream. Anyway, it's kind of like I liken it to where like assuming Jesus was alive, like he lived like 32 years, 31 or 32 years. And so in those 32 years, like where he was, like being born in Bethlehem and traveling across that area, Jerusalem, all the while there were native Indians, native people here in America that didn't know anything about him being alive. In China, most people were more literate in China than anywhere else in the world. They knew nothing about Jesus being alive or being crucified. And it's like today, I'm here, today is Sunday. You're not listening to this on a Sunday. You're probably listening to this on a Monday or after. I'm gonna try to stop her. She may not be bothering you, but she's bothering me. But like today, it's Sunday, I did several home chores. Today, I had redone some horse fence, because like the horse had chewed up like some pieces of it. And so I replaced, I think 14 or 15 different boards of horse fence, but I used treated lumber. So I had to let the wood, if it's treated lumber, you have to let it sit because it has oils in it, and it has to get like dry to the touch before you can paint it. So I did that like a couple weeks ago, and I've just been waiting for it to cure basically and be paintable. So I did that today, and I've got a swing out back that you may have seen in some of my other videos, but it's a wood swing and it needs stained again. So I power washed it while I was power washing the fence. Now I won't be able to do that till tomorrow, but I did power wash it today to get it prepped for stain. So again, the point is, I'm just going about my normal life. I'm making ASMR videos for you today, just living my normal life. But there are people all over this world that are in completely different situations. places. And people are suffering. Kids are hungry. It's like, it's just really strange how the world works. And it doesn't take too much thought to find reasons to be grateful for your own life. Because I don't care how bad you have it right now. Rest assured, if you're listening to me, you have the internet. You have access to headphones. You have enough free time to be able to lay back and relax and listen or watch ASMR videos. But some people don't have that. There's a lot of humans on this planet that do not have access to that. But we all have our own problems. Just like this guy. This guy has a wonderful life. He lived a glorious life, but he still struggles, with regret. And now he has health problems with his eyes. It's just, the point is, I think that we just got to find appreciation when we have these moments of when we're healthy, when we're not miserable, when we're comfortable. We just really need to find ways to have gratitude and appreciate the lives that we have. Because it's not always going to be this way. Even if you're wonderfully comfortable right now and your life is just what you think is perfect, it's not going to stay that way. It's not. Something is going to happen. You're going to lose someone you love. You're going to get sick. It's just going to happen to all of us. So my advice is just to find a way to be thankful for the life that you have. And do what you can to make sure that the people around you know that you care about them. And then do the things that you can do to try to help alleviate other people's suffering. Because there's plenty of it out there. Yeah. Okay. That's going to be it for this one. I hope you liked it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't given me a like, please give me a like. I've heard that YouTube is changing their algorithm where they are going to make comments and likes much more important to be able to send videos out. They've always been a relevant part of the algorithm, but I've been watching some videos about the changes in the algorithm, and they are changing that. So for those of you that comment, thank you so much. And thank you to all you guys for supporting me. It means the world to me. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one.